So you can say goodbye to the Yvette Cooper amendment and the Dominic Grieve amendment. These people, arch Remainers, who are traitors to the government, traitors to the country. Forget the government, traitors to us, the people that voted. It's not a conspiracy, it's not a cabal that selected Brexit, led by Aaron Banks. Most people who voted for Brexit, who care about jobs and how life has changed, don't know who Aaron Banks is. Most people who don't follow the news, who don't follow these intentions and so on, don't know who these people who we're told are the architects of such, a vote. But of course, we all know who Soros is. We're not allowed to mention him, are we? Because it would be anti-Semitic to do so. Because Aaron Banks tried to do so, and he gets called anti-Semitic all the time. And Viktor Orban tries to do so, he gets called anti-Semitic just because of his attitude to Soros groups. Why is Soros immune? Even the Jews don't like him. They hate him. In fact, he's a Nazi. He worked with the Nazis to confiscate their property and their land and the people, and basically is an actual Nazi. I know it sounds like far-fetched. Oh, he's not. Everyone says everyone's a Nazi these days. He actually is. Watch the 60 Minutes interview. And isn't it funny, the actual Nazis and war criminals like Tony Blair and George Soros, the actual Nazis and war criminals want to scupper Brexit. They're the ones that want to stop it because they're the globalists. And anyone who's aware of anything like globalism or the agenda, they get shut down. They get bullied. And we're having to face incessant, everyday media telling us that the shelves will be empty, there'll be no chocolate, there'll be no Viagra, people won't be happy, they'll never be able to smile again, there'll be no sunlight, there'll be none of this, there'll be none of that. Every little thing they can think of. And you should never let them get away with it, because what they're doing is terrorism, what they're doing is emotional blackmail, and they're just doubling down on it all the time. I'll tell you what will happen after Brexit. Newspapers won't sell. They'll go redundant, and they'll be shut down. And it'll be done because they orchestrated it through their own making, through their own malfeasance, through this chaos that's happening now in the so-called media. I only call it so-called media. It's not media. This is not news media. None of these things are actually what they purport to be. And so it's in the media's job to actually paint Brexit as some sort of elitist, conspiracy or some sort of racist thing or whatever. Nothing to do with actual people that have the first say they've had against the global elite, whether it's from the Lisbon Treaty, the Nice Treaty, from the financial crisis. The people didn't get to have a say about what they thought about the trajectory of globalism since the financial crisis in '08, which we're supposed to have trusted the bankers that caused that crisis, that profited from it, and that none of them went to prison for. No one was financially penalised. For the financial crisis, for the global financial crisis, everyone got away with it. All the conspirators got away with it. Don't let it happen with Brexit. Don't let it happen with this fake Brexit that's going through right now, because we're being told it's Brexit, but every deal that Theresa May comes back with is nothing to do with Brexit. It gets voted down, she gets a vote of no confidence, she wins it because they're afraid of losing their jobs. 'Twas ever thus, and the deadlock continues. Until the time is used up, and then another amendment, maybe the Cooper Amendment, will come back in some form, and there'll be an extension. Because there will be an extension to Article 50. It won't happen when we're told it will, March 29th. We're told now it will, but later on, I guarantee you, there will be an extension.